Hey, everybody. We are continuing our talk about the tsunamis of unconditional love. We want to expand on that and primarily focus on how to bring this reality into our lives, how to manifest it in our lives, and consequently in the world. And there's one thing that Kay said, that is katasa. That that's what the ancient teachings are about. And I want to dive into that a little deeper as well. Hi, Laura. Hi, Kay. Let's get going.
Yesterday, we were talking about the tsunamis of love and how these immense, hard to imagine, unthinkably large waves of energy that are super packed with unconditional love, how they come rolling around through our galaxy, through the solar system, through the planet, through us. And we can't help but to be affected by it. It's changing us. Even those who don't want to give up their old ways and their programming and the fear and the anger and the fights and the wars and all the corruption everywhere. And they think they got that game figured out and they don't want to give it up. But even those folks, you can't help but to be affected by this giant wave after wave of this super powerful, exquisitely beautiful, unconditional love. And it expands our consciousness. It smooths out the edges inside. It brings peace. And this is the time that the ancients talked about where these things would start coming about. They would be in our environment. And we can't do anything but change. Some of us obviously are going to change an awful lot faster than others. And to help the change, to really dive in with the flow with the flow, we need to start purposefully looking at ourselves. We have to look inside. We have to be honest about what's inside us and what our lives have been in this lifetime. What have we been doing? What did we learn? What was taught to us? What was given to us by so many different people around us, the loved ones, and school and TV and the books. And so much of that is just not accurate, not even true, not even a little bit. Even the science, there's a lot of untruth there. But it's also written in ways that the language of it just stimulates this old, nasty programming and the nasty feelings and the fear and the anger and the distrust. We have such extreme distrust of others in the culture right now. It doesn't have to be that way. We can let that go and let ourselves learn about who we all are, who we are personally, and who you are, and who they are. All those others out there that we seem to be so antsy about, fearful about. With these ancient teachings, everything starts with love. It's based on love and learning how to feel this love. The easiest way to do that is by Peruvian teachers, the Hedekas, what they talked about, they taught, and that's the song ceremony, their song ceremony. And what they mean by song, that means the truth of you, the totality of who you are, your aliveness, your beingness, your whole consciousness. That's your song. And the song ceremony helps you to aim your attention at your song so you could feel it and learn and start to remember and expand your whole consciousness and let all these dark feelings fall away. When we do song ceremonies, the Hedekas do them a lot. They're any excuse. They do ceremonies every day. They do them before the ceremony, big ceremonies. They do somebody's birthday. Oh, they got to do another song ceremony. And every excuse. You can't overdo it. And the more you do this ceremony and focus on this aliveness and consciousness of yourself, it just teaches you. The universe starts to teach you, your own self, the wisdom that you have stored away through the ages begins to teach you. You bring that all into this lifetime, piece by piece. And it is such an exquisite experience and feeling. So beautiful. And you remember who you are, who you really are. Because in our modern culture, with all the lack of truth and all the bad programming that we get, people do not tell you who you really are. If you grow up from a newborn baby all the way into your life being told that you're this and you're that and you're this person and this kind of a person and you got to do this kind of work and you like this and you don't like that, and you're told all these things and you believe them and you think that's who and what you are, has nothing to do with who and what you are. Absolutely nothing. Who you really are is the feeling inside yourself, the feeling you carry in your heart, your whole body, and your energy field. And you realize that you're made out of love. You are love. You radiate love. And that you feel the love of everything around you. Everything in the universe is made of love, and it's sending out love to you. And you can feel that. And you can feel it in yourself. You can feel it coming from everything else. And you can feel your own love going out to the others, the trees and the stars and your friends and people and your pets and your family, everybody, everything, because that love's everywhere. And that's the true base of the world. That's what the world is really all about. Got to find out who you are.
So it goes back to the song ceremony.
That is the quickest and the easiest way to really get it. A lot of people, when they start to aim their attention at something like a tree, trees are easy. They are just really big love bugs, just huge bundles of love. And they can't wait to share that with you and talk with you because they love everything. And they've been around a long while, and they picked up a lot of knowledge. They can teach you so many really interesting, cool things. So sometimes, and for some people, everybody's different. Their programming is all a little bit different. But for some people, they can go up to a tree and they can aim their attention at the tree and try to feel the tree. Feel the tree. What does it feel like? What does its aliveness feel like? What does its consciousness feel like? What does that love it carries and shares? What does that feel like? And sometimes people start to feel it. When we're first learning, we feel a certain amount of it, as much as we can process, and it feels really big and pure and beautiful and no conditions. There's no shoulds and there's no conditions and have-tos and rules about this love. It just is, and it always will be, no matter what you do. The tree still loves you. And it really does. It really, really loves you. And you can feel that. But every time you do it, you're expanding a little bit more that consciousness and your ability to feel. And so your experience of the love for the tree is bigger. And when you do a song ceremony, same thing. The first time, you get as much as you can process, because the world out there doesn't want to overwhelm you, and your own consciousness doesn't want to overwhelm you, because that doesn't help anything. But then you do the song ceremony a second time, and then a third time, and a fourth time. And every time you do it, that feeling of the love is stronger and bigger and goes out farther. You can reach, your attention can reach so much farther out into the world and feel all these different songs. You start out with feeling your own song. What does your song feel like? Your experience in the song ceremony and with learning your own song, you're learning who you are. It's like you're learning how to be with your best friend that has always been your best friend for thousands of years. We learn everything about who we really are, what we really are, how ancient we really are. And that goes back to who knows how far back, to the beginning of the universe. We don't really know. We're ancient. And the more you do the song ceremony and you're engaging yourself, you have your attention aimed on the truth of yourself and who you are, where you've been through all these ages, where you've been on other planets and in nebulas, and maybe being part of the nebula. Maybe you're an entity that lives in the nebula for a while. It's all endless. It gets mind-boggling as to who you have been, what you have been, how far back it goes, and how deep the feeling and the memories go. And the beauty of it all, the beauty of those experiences is it just goes so far past words. The Hopis, the Navajos talk a lot about beauty. They all have their own ways of talking about it and words for it. The Navajos use the word beauty, but it doesn't mean the prettiness of the artwork on the wall. It doesn't mean aesthetics. It could include it, but real beauty is the aliveness and the consciousness and the love that comes with it, and how exquisitely beautiful they are. If you've ever stood in front of a piece of art that just took your breath away, it was just so magnificent. It could be a painting or sculpture, something like that, man-made, or it could be somebody's creation of a garden, that all the placements of everything together and how they're all friends together, and the beauty of them and the colors and movement of the wind in the garden. And that is a piece of art. It's alive, and it has beauty that just goes and goes and deeper into spiritual levels, consciousness levels, aliveness. That's what beauty really is. It's about those things. And beauty travels with love, and love travels with beauty.
So the more we learn about ourselves, about who we are, and understand ourselves, the more we learn and understand and are able to live all these things.
Absolutely. Yeah. And your connections, we're connected to everything. Spiritually, we are connected to everything. Some people describe it as cords. We're all connected together with these cords of life and life energy. And the life energy and all the other things flow on these cords. That's one way to talk about it. It isn't quite accurate, because the flow is just cordless. It's just everywhere. It's more, in a way, like radio signals. We're sending out from the radio towers, but it carries all the information that's traveling on the universe, all the news. Who's doing what? and where and when and how are you doing? What do you want? And what is your life like? And tell me a story too. And everybody's got these stories radiating out to everybody else. We're all connected. And in these connections flows the love and the beauty. And of course, all the stories of the moment. And if you're buried in the programming and in the upside down, backwards turning wheel, nasty things and kinds of emotions and feelings and depression and anger, fear, helplessness, and depression, all this stuff. That's what you're feeling. That's what you're radiating out. And that's what you are looking for out there. You're looking for like kind. And you are attracted to like kind. So you end up attracting more nasty, ugly stuff to you. Those energies, those people, those situations. But when you have your attention on the aliveness and the beauty and the love and the wondrousness of everything, extreme wonderness, just wow, then that's what you're feeling. That's what you feel out there. That's what you're attracted to. That's what gets attracted to you in your life. And that's how we build a new world. That's how we build a completely whole new world.
That's what teachings are guiding you to, really. Laura, thoughts?
I keep going to that attracts at the very basis of all of it. One of my favorite things that happens these days is getting hit with that unconditional love. Like it hits and there's this just like bubble up of happiness out of the blue that just is, and bubble up is the only way I can explain it. Out of nowhere, I could be driving along, eating breakfast, could be doing anything, not even really trying to focus on all the unconditional love. That part, Brini, that part is lovely. It's just delicious and beautiful and everywhere. And focusing your attention, there and bringing it to you is amazing. But I love just how in the last couple of years, the random joy just that I believe I'm attracting, because it's more consistently of who I am now. It becomes my broadcast. It becomes more and more. The more you focus on your song, the more you identify it. I become a magnet for happiness, become a magnet for ease and a magnet for beauty. I don't want to go changing. Man, those bubble ups, those random hits that happen now of just pure happiness. It's incredible. I believe in a world that we're getting to where everybody will have that. I believe in the weavings and I've seen what they do, and being a part of them over the last few years, these weavings and using this unconditional love and broadcasting it was amazing, but also being an antenna for it. Like you said, where it comes to you with ease and all of its beauty is I've studied with you for probably 11 years now, and you've always mentioned the tsunamis of love, and it was a concept until I felt it and had the experience with it. There are these waves just everywhere. But it's not just the waves, it's in everything, a part of everything. And there's actually more of it than there is of the other stuff out there when you're really aware of what you're experiencing. Thank you. I love this topic. It just makes me start writing it too. It's okay, it's talking.
Okay, any closing thoughts? Kate?
Start purposefully aiming your attention to what you feel like, what your song is. It doesn't have anything to do with your programming. of who you always thought you were because the programming told you that, but finding the feeling of yourself. And I recommend strongly the Song Ceremonies, and that we have a lot of recordings of them. They're all good. They're all beautiful. They're all just a little bit different because in etiquette's tradition, they don't memorize these kind of things. It's just from their inspiration of the moment and how they see it, speak it, lead it. And pay attention to the aliveness around you, the aliveness in the plants, in the trees. Like I said, trees are easy. And your pets, the dogs, the cats especially, they can really teach you about the aliveness and the beauty and the love, extreme love.
All right. Thank you. If you want more information, there's going to be links of how to get that, how to get access to that in the description. And as usual, thanks for watching so much. Comment, questions, sharing experiences with this kind of stuff in your own life. And subscribe, turn notifications on, and share to help the channel out. Always so great to come together and talk about this stuff. Thank you, ladies. Okay, we see you next time.
Love you. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.